I was jolted awake at 4:03 a.m. by the buzz of my phone. Still groggy, I groped for it on the nightstand, blinking hard to clear the fog from my vision. One unread message stared back at me. It was from my wife, Anna. I'm at a hotel with my ex. Come get me. My chest clenched tight. At first, I told myself it had to be a cruel prank. Maybe the message was meant for someone else. But no, the name at the top of the screen was hers. My wife, the woman I thought I knew better than anyone. The room felt suddenly colder, silence pressing in heavy, suffocating. My heart pounded, as though my body had already accepted what my mind refused to. I sat frozen, reading those words again and again, hoping they would shift into something else. But they didn't. I pulled on a hoodie and jeans, snatched my keys, and stumbled out the door in a daze. The streets were empty, bathed in the dim amber glow of streetlights. Each turn of the wheel felt like it weighed 100 pounds. My thoughts screamed louder than the engine's hum. Why would she send that? Why was she even there? A part of me wanted to believe she was drunk, confused, maybe with the wrong people at the wrong place. But deep down, I knew the truth. Nobody just accidentally ends up at a hotel with their ex. By the time I reached the shabby roadside and she had pinned, my hands were shaking on the wheel. And then I saw her. Anna stood by the entrance, hugging herself against the chill. Her hair was tangled, makeup smeared. She looked small, ashamed. When she spotted my car, she hurried over and slipped inside without a word. The silence was unbearable until I rasped, "Why?" She swallowed hard, eyes glued to her lap. It was a mistake. A bitter laugh escaped me, sharp in the stillness. A mistake? You text me at 4 a.m. from a hotel room with your ex, and that's all you can say. Her eyes brimmed with tears, but I felt nothing. No pity, no comfort. Not now. I don't even know why I went, she stammered. He messaged me days ago. I thought I was past it. I thought I wanted closure. Closure? My voice cracked like a whip. Closure doesn't happen in a hotel bed at 4 a.m. Her face crumpled, but the words kept coming, sharp and merciless. How long? How many times? This was the first, she whispered, barely audible. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But trust doesn't survive texts like that. The drive home felt suffocating. She turned to the window, crying softly, while I stared ahead, gripping the wheel until my knuckles blanched. Please don't give up on us, she finally said. I don't love him. I love you. I let out a hollow laugh. You love me? Is that what love looks like? Sneaking off in the middle of the night, coming back smelling like someone else. Her sobs grew louder, but my heart had already hardened. When we got home, I walked straight to the guest room and shut the door. She tried to follow, begging, but I couldn't hear her anymore. Not that night. The next morning, the weight of it all slammed into me. Watching her move around the kitchen as if life could simply return to normal was unbearable. Anna, I said finally, I need the truth. All of it. If you lie to me now, we're done. She froze and nodded. She admitted they had been messaging for weeks. At first harmless, just catching up. Then the conversations became more personal. She hid it because she didn't want to upset me. Then last night, he suggested meeting. She told herself it was nothing, but one drink became two. One touch became more. She swore she stopped before it went too far, but her eyes told me otherwise. You still chose him. I whispered. Every step of the way, you chose him. The days that followed blurred together. I went through the motions at work, but my mind wasn't there. At night, I stared at the ceiling, haunted by her words, by that text, by her face in that parking lot. She tried to make up for it, cooking my favorite meals, leaving notes, sending long texts filled with apologies. But apologies don't erase betrayal. The trust was gone. Every buzz of her phone made my stomach churn. Every time she stepped outside to answer a call, I felt sick. I was becoming someone I didn't recognize. Paranoid, hollow, broken. 2 weeks later, over dinner, she tried again. Sitting across from me, hands clasped, she whispered, "Can't we start over? We built so much. Yes, I messed up, but can't we fight for us? I stared at her, the woman I once thought would be my forever. You want me to fight? I said slowly. You didn't. You had the chance to fight for us the second he messaged you, when you agreed to meet, when you got dressed, when you walked into that hotel. You had 100 chances, and every time you chose him. Tears filled her eyes, but I couldn't stop. I don't know how to love someone I can't trust. And right now, I don't trust you. The silence that followed was deafening. That night, I drafted divorce papers. I didn't tell her right away, but writing it down felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. A week later, when I finally handed them to her, she collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. I thought you'd forgive me, she whispered. I shook my head, voice flat, almost attached. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, and I'll never forget that message. She begged, therapy, one more chance, but I was done. Months passed. The divorce went through. The house is quieter now, lonelier than I'd like at times. But I'm free from the paranoia, the second-guessing, the fear that the person beside me was living a lie. Sometimes I still wake at 4 a.m., heart racing, remembering that message. But instead of anger, I feel clarity. Her betrayal broke me, but it also rebuilt me. Stronger, wiser, less naive. And one truth has stayed with me. Love without trust isn't love at all.